clairvoyants, and welcome back to my channel, and a warm welcome to all my new viewers. This is my YouTube channel Clairvoyance, and I'm your tarot whiz Akriti. Before I start my today's video, I want to first of all thank my subscribers all over the world for liking and sharing my videos, as it helps me stay motivated and inspires me to work hard. You can check out my latest website in the description box below, or you can check it out in the bio of my Instagram page, which is @tarotwiz. In my website, you can go through a lot of variety of courses that I'm providing. For example, tarot, psychic reiki, then numerology, etc. For more videos, subscribe my channel, press the bell icon, and stay tuned. Groucho Marx once said, "Outside dog, a book is man's best friend." So my today's video is on the least explored yet powerful divination tool, that is bibliomancy. It is a divinatory art where the word biblio means books and mancy refers to divination. Doing divination using the books. The best part of this divination course is that you don't have to buy any specific book. It can be any novel or a magazine. You can do this reading while you are traveling in an aeroplane, cab, or a metro. So this course is that convenient. By using bibliomancy, you can understand your past mistakes and predict future, and even know the complexities of anyone's situation, which we usually do while we are doing an elaborate reading in tarot cards. So if done properly and the teacher who is teaching is efficient, can actually help you explore a lot of aspects of bibliomancy. So for more information, you can email or DM me on Instagram too. Now let me demonstrate you how bibliomancy is done. So my today's reading is based on these 3 books that I have selected, and the question will be that how your this month that is October 2020 is going to be. So it is more like a pick a card reading only. So here you just have to select a book for yourself. I'll be showing you the books one by one. The first book is the Paulo Coelho's Brida. Okay. The second book that I've selected is Dr. Brian Weiss's Many Life, Many Masters. The third book is by Daniel. It's by Dale. How to Win Friends and Influence People. So these are the 3 books that I have selected. Now what I want you to do is, I want you to select one book out of these 3 that I have picked, and the one that attracts you first will be the reading for you for this month. So these are the 3 books that I've selected. Pick any one that attracts you. I hope you have already selected. So I'll start with the reading with this book, Brida. Paulo Coelho is the author for this book. So we'll be doing the reading for October month. It was so good. I'll be reading the extract from the book that will explain, then I'll eventually interpret the meaning for you. It was so good to have Brida by his side. Though the magus, as they walked back down the mountain, he was just like other men, with the same frailties and the same virtues, and he still wasn't used to the role of a teacher. At first, when people used to come to that forest from all over Ireland to hear his teaching, he spoke of the tradition of the sun and asked people to understand what lay around them. God has stored his wisdom there, and they were all capable of understanding it by performing a few simple rituals. The way of teaching the tradition of sun has been described 2000 years before by the Paul. And I was with you in weaknesses and in much fear and trembling, and my speech and my message were not in possible words of wisdom, but in demonstration of the Spirit and of power, that your faith might not rest in the wisdom of men, but in the power of God. So this was the first extract that I am reading through. Now coming to the second extract. Please take me with you, she implored. He looked at his companions and then at the women who lay trembling before him. For a moment, he didn't know what to do. His men were accustomed to war and they knew that warriors who were in love usually hide during battles. So, the one who has selected this book, let me tell you one thing, that this book today is describing a situation first of all, and there might be some travel in the month of October for you, because it is clearly saying that there is travel. They are talking about going to Ireland, and that how that was fruitful and how traditions. So probably next month, if you're traveling, you might travel back to first of all your family or somewhere, somebody who's known to you, and there might be festivals coming around, because it says that tradition, rituals, it's talking about tradition and rituals. So I guess your traveling will more be about festivals and celebrations. And moreover, I find that your loved ones will be right by your side. So if there has been a long gap between you, and a long distance has been there in your love, so I think very soon, next month, you are going to meet each other, and there's going to be a good celebration. I see a lot of happiness coming your way. And it simultaneously says that his men were accustomed to war, and they knew that warrior who were in love usually hide during battles. So I would suggest you that not to bring out the topics. Those are not good to be discussed with your life partner right now. I see a lot of love coming next month, a lot of celebration, and people who were apart from their families are going to meet together. That is there for not just for the couples only, it is for other people also, the families. If somebody who was staying away from the family is soon going to meet their family. And apart from that, let us read the last stanza, which says, "He knows you are going to die," the voices said to Looney, while he gently picked her up. Looney didn't want to listen to what the voices were saying. She was remembering a day when they walked along together, just like that, through a wheat field on a summer afternoon. She had been thirsty then as well as, and they had drunk water from a mountain stream. So this stanza is actually telling you that try to spend good time with your family. Do not recall any incident or any moment that might make you upset during that moment, or your family might get upset, or your loved one might get upset. It is the time for you to spend. It is the time to socialize. It is time that you spend each and every moment with your loved ones, with your family, with your life partner, or your boyfriend or girlfriend, whosoever it is. It is time for you to take a break from your work and focus on your family more. So this month, the reading for you is that you must focus on your family more, keeping your work aside, and keep a check on what kind of words you're speaking with with your family, or with your life partner, because that might create problem. So this was the reading for you for this month. So now, for the people who have selected the book Many Life, Many Masters by Dr. Brian Weiss, so we'll be doing a reading from this book now. Okay, let me read from the book. I see eyes. I see a black, some type of, it looks like a jackal. He's in a statue. He's guardian of some type. I see a woman, a goddess with some type of headpiece on. So then Dr. Brian Mrs. asks the lady, do you know her name, the goddess? Sirius, something like that. I see an eye, just an eye on a chain. It's gold. An eye? Yes. Who is Hathor? What? Hathor, who is that? I had never heard of Hathor, although I knew that Orisis is the pronunciation was accurate. Was the brother, husband of Isis, a major Egyptian deity? Hathor, I later learned, was the Egyptian goddess of love, mirth and joy. So it is one of the god. So coming down to the next part of it, go ahead in time, now to your final day in that lifetime. Go to your final day. But before you have died, tell me what you see. She answered in a very soft whisper, I see people and buildings. I see sandals. There is a rough cloth, some type of cloth. Nothing, just darkness. I see a light, a warm light. Okay, now going to the next interpretation. Okay, I now schedule Catherine's weekly session at the end of the day because they were lasting several hours. She still had that peaceful look about her when she came in the following week. She had talked with her father on the phone without giving him any detail. She had in her way forgiven him. I had never seen her this serene. I marveled at the rapidity of her progress. It was rare for a patient with such chronic, deep-seated anxiety and fears to improve so dramatically. But then, of course, Catherine was hardly an ordinary patient, and the course her therapy had taken was certainly unique. So what they're talking about, the people who have selected this book for the month of October reading. So now I'll interpret the passage that I have read from the book. What they're talking about is if your time has been pretty hopeless in the past few months, if you were not in a good there was a lot of problem in your life, so very soon all these problems are going to end, because as I read the passage that says over here Dr. Brian Weiss is telling the readers that this lady that she was saying, Catherine, again and again pronouncing the word Hathor actually, which he knew is Isis. Isis is a Egyptian deity, and this deity is the goddess of love, mirth and joy. So all your prayers, if you have been ill in your past few months, or if there is any project that was stuck up, or if there was any problem between any discord happening in the family, so I see a ray of hope coming. So because as they say that goddess of love and joy, so I see a lot of love and joy soon coming in the month of October for you. And moreover, if you were if there was any kind of addiction that you were going through, or you were trying to overcome any kind of addiction, any problem that you were facing. So I think it is soon going to get over within this month. But that does not mean that you stop the progress that you were giving. This month is a month of hope. This month is a month of love, joy, and moreover overcoming all the problems that you were facing earlier. As I read from the passage that says, I marveled at the rapidity of her progress. So it was rare for a patient with such chronic deep-seated anxiety and fear to improve so drastically. But then, of course, Catherine was hardly an ordinary patient, and the course her therapy had taken was certainly unique. So over here, if I relate to the readings that I've read from the passage, it says that whatever, if you are working out on some addiction problem, or if you are trying to lose weight, or if there is any sort of discord or anything going on, so soon this is going to get over. But keep working hard, because in this book also that they are talking about that this patient of Dr. Brian Weiss was somebody who was not just an ordinary person. Catherine was hardly an ordinary person. So that is why she could come out of her problems, her chronic and deep-seated anxiety. Same goes for you also. If you're looking forward to overcome anything, work hard, keep working hard the way you are doing right now. This month is going to help you overcome all your problems. So this is the message that the God has embraced you with, that work hard, continue with whatever routine you are doing, and if you are actually looking forward for some good news, then this month is probably a good month for good news also. So this was the reading for the second book. Now let us go ahead with the third book, which is How to Win Friends and Influence People. So if you've selected this book, so let me do a reading for you for the month of October. Okay, so now I'll read the passage. Okay, this talks about that, this is the part 3, that how to win people to your way of thinking. So this is how your month is going to start. You can't win an argument. Shortly after the close of World War I, I learned an invaluable lesson one night in London. I was manager at the time for Sir Ross Smith. During the war, Sir Ross had been the Australian ace out in Palestine, and shortly after peace was declared, he astonished the world by flying halfway round it in 30 days. No such feat have ever been attempted before. It created a tremendous sensation. The Australian government awarded him $50,000. The King of England knighted him, and for a while he was the most talked about man under the Union Jack. I was attending a banquet one night given in Sir Ross' honor, and during the dinner, the man sitting next to me told a humorous story which hinged on the quotation, "There is a divinity that shapes our end. Rough hew then how we will." So, okay. Coming to the next part of my reading. Okay, so next part of reading is pretty interesting. That says, the movies do it, TV does it, why don't you do it? Many years ago, the the evening bulletin was being maligned by a dangerous whispering campaign. A malicious rumor was being circulated. Advertisers were being told that the newspaper was no longer attractive to readers because it carried too much advertising and too little news. Immediate action was necessary. The gossip had to be squelched. Okay, so according to what I can predict from the bibliomancy part that the extracts that I have read for you for the month of October, that says, I think a lot of arguments are going to happen in the month of October. Some probably some important decisions that you have to take. I see some important decision taking place in the month of October. So I would suggest you not to argue, rather work on the the thing that has been asked for, because as they say that there's a divinity that shapes our end, because what matters at the end of the day is what work and what quality work you have given, not the argument. So I would suggest you not to argue, rather do the work that has been said and asked to do. Okay, coming to the second part, as it says that the bulletin was there were dangerous whispering campaigns, okay, wherein a malicious rumor was being circulated. So I see conspiracy taking place in the month of October for you. So there might be some politics happening around you, so you need to be very careful with the words that you say, and that is why I said that argument is something that you should keep aside for the month of October especially. Rather focus on your work and feel more positive, because positive attitude actually helps you to overcome half of your problems when you have a positive attitude towards any situation. So the question of argument automatically gets over, so there is no argument that is going to take place. Rather see the situation in a more advantageous manner. Okay, so okay, now taking the another extract from the book only. The printing of that book dramatized the fact that the bulletin carried an enormous amount of interesting reading matter. It conveyed the fact more vividly, more interestingly, more impressively than pages of figure and mere talk could have done. So this is the day of dramatization. Merely stating a truth isn't enough. The truth has to be vivid, interesting, dramatic. So for example, if you find yourself in a situation where there is a lot of problem or politics going around, I would suggest you to put down like they said that this is the day of dramatization. So the truth has to be made vivid. It should be interesting and a little dramatic. Dramatic as in, if you think the situation is going out of the hands, then you need to show them the truth. So when you put forward your points, I would suggest you to put forward in a form where you put forward facts and figures with the truth as well, and a little bit of dramatization, as they say. So merely stating a truth isn't enough, like they said. So the truth has to be more vivid, interesting and dramatic. You have to use showmanship. The movies do it, television does it, and you will have to do it if you want attention. So if there is somebody who's actually trying to overcome somebody who's trying to overtake your position at your place, or if you feel that a lot of things are happening at your home, the politics is going on, I would suggest you to just remember these things, that that truth is not enough, and you need to the facts need to be more vivid and they should be more interesting. Okay, try to avoid any kind of argument. There are probably very important decisions coming up next month. Don't worry, you will overcome all of these. As I've already told you, the main solution, how you're going to tell you that the facts, the truth is not enough. So you need to dramatize it a little bit. You need to show them because that will actually gain attention. Until unless you have the attention of the person that you need and you're telling the facts and figures to, you won't be able to put forward your truth. So which is very important. So next month for you is pretty interesting. So if you have chosen this book, so you are on a roller coaster for the next month. So be very careful with your words. Don't, I would suggest you not to argue. Rather focus on your word and dramatize a little bit if you think the person is not listening to you, and if the person is actually not giving you attention and you are trying to tell the truth and still the person is not listening, then I would suggest you to actually dramatize, give more interesting facts. Okay, so this was the reading. This is how we do bibliomancy, and through bibliomancy, this was just a piece of what actually bibliomancy is. Bibliomancy has a lot of aspects in it. You can, as I said, you can do predictions, you can do future predictions, you can even know your present situation, if there is any complexity in it or if there is any external influence in your situation. So you can always or what exactly the other person is thinking about me. So sometimes this elaborate reading also lacks in tarot, but through bibliomancy you can actually take out an elaborate reading, because there are a lot of it is easy to relate and it is easy to interpret in bibliomancy than the cards. For cards, you actually need to first understand each and every element that is there in the cards. For example, you have to study about the pictography, you have to study about the color, then you have to study the numbers. There is a lot in it. But in terms of bibliomancy, this course is simple yet a powerful tool. It is a very powerful tool in divination. So if you want to learn this course, you can DM me on my Instagram page, which is TarotViz. You can also email me. My email ID is there in the website, and my website is there in the description box below. For more such videos, stay tuned and subscribe my channel. Press the bell icon, and thank you so much. May God bless you.